On January 20, 2017, as the nation watched with bated breath, the 45th President of the United States, Donald Trump, was sworn into office on the grand steps of the Capitol. The day was a culmination of years of anticipation, a moment of history being made. Crowds gathered in Washington, D.C., celebrating the dawn of a new era, while protesters gathered nearby, voicing their displeasure with the results of the election. The stage was set for what would become an unforgettable moment in American political history, an event no one could have predicted. The inauguration ceremony was progressing as planned. Trump stood at the podium, flanked by his family, with the Capitol building looming behind him. The American flags waved in the chilly January wind, and the air was thick with the sound of patriotic music. The crowd cheered, many waving signs that read, "Make America Great Again" and "Trump 2020. The peaceful, celebratory atmosphere was soon to be shattered. As Trump prepared to speak, a figure in the crowd, masked and hooded, broke free from the restraints of the surrounding security, darting past barricades with startling agility. The figure, a protester, no one had seen it coming. The crowd murmured in confusion, and the security detail scrambled, but it was too late. The protester reached the stage. The figure was quickly apprehended, but not before a chilling shout pierced through the air, causing a silence that quickly descended over the entire crowd. The protester's voice rang out across the plaza, loud and clear. "The secret is out. The truth will no longer be hidden." The words struck like a lightning bolt. The protester was immediately subdued, but the damage had been done. Eyes darted between each other in confusion. What secret? What truth? Who was this person, and why had they interrupted such an important event? Behind the scenes, the Secret Service, local law enforcement, and federal agents scrambled to manage the chaos that had erupted. The protester, a middle-aged man, was quickly handcuffed and escorted out of sight. As more of Sullivan's story came to light, it became clear that he had been hiding something of his own, a secret of his own. The protester wasn't just an ordinary man fighting for political transparency, he was someone who had been personally affected by the events he was trying to expose. James Sullivan had a connection to one of Trump's closest allies, someone who had been at the very heart of the 2016 campaign. This individual, an influential figure in the political world, had been involved in a scandal that had been covered up, swept under the rug by the powerful elite. Sullivan's discovery wasn't just about foreign interference, it was about a hidden relationship between this individual and Trump, one that had been kept secret for years. The story, as it unfolded, became more complex. Sullivan's investigation had led him to a hidden network of political players, corporate interests, and powerful figures who had manipulated the election for their own gain. But the protester was more than just a whistleblower, he was trying to bring attention to the broader implications of these hidden forces. He believed that the nation needed to wake up to the truth, that the American people deserved to know what had been kept from them. As the days passed, the news outlets scrambled to uncover more details about the alleged scandal. Anonymous sources leaked information to investigative journalists, and soon, a network of conspiracy theorists, political commentators, and investigative reporters began to dig into every aspect of the story. The secret, it seemed, was far more than just a matter of political influence. It was a story of power, corruption, and betrayal that stretched across years, linking powerful individuals from all walks of life. Some even suggested that the protester had been a part of a larger, underground movement dedicated to exposing the corruption of the American political system. But despite the growing attention, Trump and his administration continued to deny the allegations. "Fake news," they said. "This is nothing more than an attempt to undermine the legitimacy of our victory." However, the damage had already been done. The protesters' words had planted a seed of doubt in the minds of many Americans. As more information came to light, the public began to question everything they had been told. Was the 2016 election truly legitimate? Were the forces that had shaped the political landscape of the past few years hiding something more sinister? And if so, what did this mean for the future of the country? The political ramifications of Sullivan's protest were immediate and far-reaching. The nation was divided, and the political landscape shifted in ways no one could have predicted. The protester, once seen as a mere troublemaker, became a symbol of resistance for many Americans who were disillusioned with the political establishment. But the story didn't end there. The more the nation learned about Sullivan and his claims, the more questions arose. The man who had interrupted the inauguration had become a key figure in the ongoing investigation into political corruption. His actions, once viewed as reckless, had sparked a wave of inquiry into the darkest corners of American politics. As the investigation continued, Sullivan's secret began to take shape, revealing a tale of manipulation, deceit, and betrayal that shook the very foundations of the nation. His claims were now the subject of congressional hearings, special investigations, and national debates. The protest had turned into something much larger, a battle for truth, a fight for transparency, and a reckoning with the forces that had shaped the course of American history. In the end, Sullivan's protest had not only interrupted Trump's inauguration, it had ignited a national conversation about power, corruption, and the need for accountability in politics. And though the truth behind the protesters' secret may have been buried under layers of political maneuvering, one thing was clear: the nation would never be the same.